that? Like the idea, well, first of all, what do you think in general about the idea that your average person should be in private equity, private credit, should be in those types of things? And this is something where rich people are making a lot of money and your average person doesn't have the ability to make that money. And this is something that should be brought to the masses. Like, what do you think about that idea?
Well, first of all, rich people aren't making any money on that stuff. Just so that we're all clear on that. Like if you compare, it's actually a great piece that just came out by PitchBook, who went back over the last 30 years and looked at all these private, what I call sort of alternative assets, private equity, venture capital, et cetera, and looked at what the returns looked like relative to public market comps. The returns were negative net of fees. Just remember, negative returns relative to public market comps. So rich people aren't even making money. So let's start there. Rich people aren't making money. So man, if rich people aren't making money, are we really sure we want to be bringing it to, people with more moderate incomes? That's the first point. The second point is, I think the real challenge in these things is around information asymmetry. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of things in the world of financial markets where people can invest in stupid things, but everyone's on the same playing field in terms of their ability to access information. They may not all access it, but like if you're trading Microsoft stock, like the filings are public, like you can see all the information that you need. The challenge with these sorts of products is that often there is undisclosed information that's held by a small number of folks that can advantage certain investors relative to others. And the challenge with the sort of everyday investor is they can't go through the process. They literally cannot go through the process of evaluating those things necessarily in the same way an institution can. And so given that, I'm not sure, and that creates, I have to say, and that creates an opportunity for those folks issuing those securities to sort of the common man to take advantage of them, whether it be crap assets into those products that the retail investor doesn't understand, doesn't know, in order to advantage the institutional investors. Or even worse, some of these things that I see are outright lying about what's going on.